preparing for the tournament venues. So I don't do a ton of research, like a crazy amount of research online. I like to watch some of the old TV shows if there's been tournaments at these places in the past. Maybe do a little bit of internet research, watch a YouTube video or two. Otherwise, like Google Maps, I like to look at it. I find that I look at Google Maps or the aerial maps. Now, Humminbird has the FishSmart app, and that has really good aerial maps of a lot of places, like actually better than Google Maps for some areas. Some areas, maybe not, but a lot of places their mapping the images are a lot better. I like to get into those. I'll usually get into those more once I've got a day or two fishing in and I've got some kind of program going, maybe whether it's grass or, I can look and this creek's got a lot more grass than the next one, or docks or stumps, or places like the St. Lawrence River, you can see actually where rocks are because it's so clear. So stuff like that. But before I get to a place, it's kind of too much to absorb all that. But once I get there, if I get something figured out, the aerial maps is a great tool to help you learn. And then the FishSmart app that Humminbird has, we can download all the LakeMaster maps on there too that we need. And have that on your phone too to, if you're sitting around and sometimes my wife watches TV shows that I'm not that interested in, I can get on there and study the maps a little bit, and maybe something perks my interest, and it gives me an idea of something to maybe start my search when I get to the body of water. But the other things that I'll look at, past tournament results give you an idea of what you're going to need to be catching to do well and that sort of thing. But okay, so electronics. Obviously, in the last one we talked about the Aqua-Vu quite a bit, and that's a tool that I use a ton that not as many of my competitors use. But man, up north, smallmouth land, some of the in the south, some of the lakes that it's really helped me at, Lake Lanier, spotted bass and brush piles, Hartwell, Lake Eufaula, not super clear, but we fished there last year. And the last day of practice, I found a few brush piles, and I didn't have a ton of them because I, just don't have a ton of experience on that lake. I could drop that camera down and see if there was bass in the brush piles or not, or if it was all crappies or whatever. And it ended up helping me out quite a bit. Mapping, the LakeMaster mapping, for most of the big bodies of water that we visit, they've got the best maps that are available. So that's a big deal for me, especially as someone that likes to, put my time in on my sonar looking for fish. So yeah, working together out on the road. This is my buddy Carl Jacobson, and a lot of you guys will know who he is. Competitor on the Elite Series. So over the last several years, I've made friends with I've got quite a few buddies that I've compare notes with and share info with, and Carl's one of them. And when you get to these bodies of water and you only got a few days to practice, it's good to have a buddy to kind of, he can go to one end of the lake, I can go to one end of the lake, and you just kind of compare notes a little bit. We're not sharing spots, but we can, sort of tell each other a little bit, help each other out, and that helps a lot. Chris and Corey Johnson probably have the best system going. They're brothers, and I've traveled with those guys, stayed with them. They're good friends for years, and they share everything, and they even share their winnings, all just go into one pile, and it's pretty deadly, the system. And that's why, that's a big reason why they're obviously like very good anglers aside from that, but they help each other out a lot, and that's just kind of part of their system. But a lot of the guys are doing this, and it just helps you. And then dream job, like love that I get to do this, but when you're on the road for, you might be away from home for a month or 6 weeks at a time, that part of it's tough, that part of it's not glamorous and all the driving. So it's good to have like good friends out there. And if I couldn't do that, if I didn't have that, I don't know if I could hack doing this, because it is a long time being away from home. So that's a big deal for me. And if we can help each other out, it's all good.
And the information Bass University provides isn't your basic run-of-the-mill fishing video. This is specific information from A to Z to help you learn, get to the water, and become a better angler quickly.